it's this mouse, right? Boom, there we go. Alright, so we move up into the circle here. CranCarry's going to try to put down a little bit of poke as he lands, but he can't quite. Puts in those drones. UTCB takes a huge amount of chunk in the back line. But there's a lot of damage in for Brightmaster as a return as Valk throws in his shield. Oh, just barely misses the SB2. That would have been a big hit. Mark's going to try to poke up there the cage from CranCarry, but it's not quite as much damage as he was hyping it up to be. Mark's taking a little bit of damage over by the health orbs, but he picks them up as Cran makes it so Valk cannot pick up his on this side. Valk goes in, puts in a shield, but it's dodged away as Mark blocks, but is he going to go down in the background? He's not. Bright puts down the SP3 as Valk comes in and returns the kill. They're kinging up on U2CB. CranCarry comes down on him. Valk throws in his shield, bounces back and forth, but Spider X takes him down. Oh, sorry, CranCarry takes him down. Valk is trying to block as much as he can, but he goes down in the effort. There is our first capture of the day, guys. There's the cage to slow them down on the return damage. They don't quite get it in. U2CB takes a chunk as he comes out of the health, but he's going to heal back up. CranCarry just putting down as much poke as he can. Puts down the SB3. It does a little bit of damage in the back line, but not quite as much as he was hoping for. There's a huge shield from Mark. Valk tries to return it, and he can't quite. They're going to have to sustain back up, but Cran puts down a huge amount of damage on top of it. There comes the SP3 from U2CB, but he can't quite get as much damage down. Mark's going to come around, CranCarry's going to come around to the side, put down as much damage as he can. We got a little bit of poking down. Valk is up very far right now as Brightmaster is very low. Spider X is trying to poke him down in the back line. He engages in. CranCarry pops in, but he has the SP3 up. I think he's going to go down as soon as it comes down, though. Bright doing what he can, but he can't quite stay up. And now it's up to U2CB and Valk. Oh, but they put down a huge amount of damage onto Spider, but SP3, then I think he's going to be able to sustain up there. There's the capture, and I think that's going to be the game. That's game number 1 in the books, guys. Get that high-end emote going in the chat for this next game. Alright, we see Brightmaster moving up. CranCarry puts down a huge chunk onto U2CB, who switched over to Super Soldier. And they put down a huge amount of damage onto Spider X, and he's gone. There goes Mark as well. And that's a huge capture. They switch up the team composition, and wow. They just immediately turn back. CranCarry puts down a huge amount of damage onto Blast, so he's going to chase him. He's going to be able to finish him off with that next heavy. He's not, but he gets caught out with Valk now. He's going to get away. He does. Spider X is going to try to go up and take out, but he can't quite. UTCB. Oh, and there's the Cran sneaks around and gets him. That's a hype play. CranCarry's going to pay for it, though. Is he going to get the kill from Super Soldier? No, he ends up dodging out, and Valk, they get the return kill on Valk. This is, I'm all over the place. I don't even know what to say right now. They are coming in hot and heavy in this game. There's the second capture going the opposite direction now. Cran came back and said, I'm not down with this. Now Valk is doing the same to him. No, Mark is very low now on Super Soldier. Cran's down about halfway. Tries to put down the heavy. He's going to come up and try to put down a little bit of poke while the Super Soldier is still down. And they put a ton of damage down onto Bright, but they take a Bodok hit in the meantime. Oh, he's down to a fraction of health. He's going to be able to heal up a little bit, but he only has 2 stacks. In the meantime, Mark took a huge amount of damage from Valk in the background. Tries to execute Spider, but he can't quite, so the return damage there. Bright pops back in, takes down Cran, and Valk, they trade kills. UTCB is still up on Super Soldier. Spider X is caught over on the side, takes him down with the SB2 from Bright. Do they have enough damage to finish the Bodok? 3-2, 2%. They have to go one more time. Get those high-end emotes going. There's a ton of damage put down onto Mark. UTCB pops his SP3, goes in on Spider X, but he evades away most of it. The SP3 from Bright's going to keep him up as he tries to return as much damage as he can onto Cran. Valk goes in. Oh, he's going for the Bodok kill, and he does! Valk gets it in the background with the Bodok! Unbelievable! Alright, here we go. We see Valk going in again, aggressive like he was last time, pushing Spider X out of the circle, putting a huge amount of damage onto Cran. There's a huge SB2 from Bright into the back line. Spider is quite low now, as well as Cran. Mark's taking a huge amount of poke from U2CB, but he takes a huge amount of damage back. Valk's going to try to go back in and take out Spider. He doesn't have his SP3, so he can't execute him. Oh, and they're not going to take any Bodok hits. That's fine. Bright is going to try to heal them back up as much as he can. UTCB pops his SP3 to try to get down the extra damage. There's almost a 500-point crit from the heavy coming from Bright. Valk goes around the backside, takes down Mark. But is Cran going to be able to return a kill as Spider X is very low? UTCB tries to go in on him, but he gets the health orbs. It's very sweaty. I can't see what's going on over there. Bright ends up taking down Spider. CranCarry's over on the left side. Takes down UTCB in the back. Almost takes down Valk, but they get the capture back. It seems like Valk going over to Thor was the answer. We'll see what Cran can do in the return. He's going to... Oh, these heavy targets. Valk instead of Bright. That is unfortunate. Although he gets Valk down to halfway. UTCB gets caught up with his SP3. But it allows Valk to go back in with a little bit of damage buff. CranCarry takes a huge SP3 and a heavy from Bright. That's 900 damage altogether. Spider X goes in, but Valk gets caught underneath the Bodok. The SP3 from Bright is going to keep them alive, and they're going to be able to cycle back to get the health orbs. I didn't even realize that the Super Soldier went down on the red side, and now here comes the captures. And I think that is going to be game number 2. Or game number 3, I'm sorry. They're going to go up 2 games to 1. Here we go into game number 4. Alright, so we do see a change up. We see CranCarry going over onto Book. Alright, here we go. Bright Master. Valk goes aggressive again. Gets down a little bit of poke. They're going to be able to sustain a little bit more now that they have a Sorcerer Supreme. There's too many S's going on here. Spider X goes in a little bit. Doesn't quite get the snare down. Tries to put a little bit of poke over to the side. UTCB takes a huge SP2 down from Cran. He's trying to get the health orbs, but he's going to have to take damage in the meantime. Puts his shield up. Valk's trying to 2v1 over here and gets a good amount of damage down. UTCB almost gets taken down by the SP2, but his SP3 keeps him alive with the speed. Mark goes in, but Valk takes down Mark. He takes out a huge amount of damage onto Spider X. That was unbelievable how much damage went down there. Spider X goes in on Bright, but he's going to take a stun back. No, he gets away from the stun. He evades away, but the SP1 is there from Mark. Valk comes back in on Cran, who's going to back up and try to protect his Bodok as much as he can. 6 stacks on that Bright is going to be very scary. He's going to have a lot of sustain now if they don't. UTCB dashes in, so he's going to have a hard time getting out of this. Mark comes in on the Arc Shield. Oh, he hits Bright as he dashes in. That's a huge SP3 and a mistake by Bright, but he ends up getting his heals down in time. Valk is able to push them away, but not quite able to help him out here. Spider X is getting a little bit of poke down back. Here we go, and Valk goes down trying to do what he can while Bright is low. Bright's going to have to back up and protect these stacks, I think. UTCB also needs to back up, but he's going to try to do what he can to stall, I think. Bright's trying to get him to come back, I think. Bright's going to stay back, heal up as much as he can, try to protect the Bodok with his SP3. That means he's not going to have it for the immediate engage. UTCB ends up going down at the last second. That is unfortunate. He needed to stay alive and keep that health. Now is the 2v3 situation. Spider X is around the side trying to get a little bit of poke, but that was a huge light coming out from Bright with that 10 stacks. Valk goes in, gets a huge chunk down onto Mark, but he's going to take the SP2, so he gets a little bit of weakness right now. There's a decent SP2 from Bright, along with the heals. Mark does not hit the SP3 that time, but he does get the health orbs in the meantime. Valk's going to go around and get the other ones, pops his SP1, so he's a little tanky right now. He's going to go in, try to get as much damage down as he can. Not quite there. Bright's going to dash out of the SP2 coming in from Cran. Spider X they're playing the health orbs on this side now. It's going to be a rotation game of going back and forth. Valk goes in on Mark. He gets stunned in place, then rooted. There was a huge amount of chunk down onto him, but the SP3 from Bright is there to help him. UTCB gets in, gets a little bit of damage down onto Cran. Gets a little bit of caught out. He's going to try to put down the SP2, but doesn't quite get it through. There's a heavy coming in from Cran, but with the SP1 up. Valk gets caught out, snared again. SP3 pops in the background. They catch Mark. UTCB. Is he going to be able to get to the health orbs? He does. He's able to sustain. Is he gonna get back to his team? No, he gets taken down. Valk is low as well. Bright's high on health. Puts down an 800-point crit onto Cran. Valk goes in, takes down Spider with the heavy from Sorcerer Supreme. Mark's trying to do what he can to get Valk low. SB3 from Bright is gonna be able to help them sustain and wait out the SB1 from Thor. Now he can engage again. There he goes, pushing them around to the side. No one's able to get out to the health orbs. There's the execute down. Is Cran gonna be able to save the Bodok this time? There it is. His SB3 does. It saves a ton of damage. 25% left. We're gonna have another capture here. Spider X tries to return as much damage as he can down onto UCTV. Valk gets snared in place, takes a huge chunk again, but there's the return SP2 from U2CB. Brightmaster here, trying to do what he can to sustain his team. CranCarry moves up a little bit, dashes back. He's trying to keep Valk away from the health orbs. He uses SB1. It's about to run down, so he's not going to be able to be in so much. He dashes out of the SB3 just in time. He baited out Mark's SB3 there. Now they know they can re-engage. There's the SB3. Let's see if they can 2v3 here, return a kill. Spider X does what he can, but the SB3 from Bright is there to keep him up. There's the SB3 from CranCarry as well. Spider X pops his SB3. He's going to be able to do damage, but he has to get those health orbs first. He does. They're able to cycle back around. That's good rotation there. But there's a huge heavy from both characters. Super Soldier is respawned. He's on his way back in, but there goes Spider X down. CranCarry's low in the background. There's an SB2 from CranCarry doing what he can, but he gets taken down by the 300-point crit. There's Mark with the SB3 in the middle, but he doesn't do enough damage. There's the capture. There's the win, and I believe that is the series. Get that hype going.